Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Cutter video and kind of a Cutter in real life video. It is Thursday, September the 4th, 2025, and as of this taping, it's 7:30 in the evening, and I am just coming back from a visitation, and of course wearing the kind of suit and all that and the pants and all that. Yeah, it's weird. It's like he's dressed up. Jeff is dressed up. Why? Well, I went to the visitation. As the Washington home run announcer's home run call for baseball is, take a good look. You won't see. No, sorry, that's Colorado's thing. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Yeah, don't worry about it. So yeah, so that's my drip. I don't know why a 40-year-old is trying to get hip with the kids nowadays. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so as you knew from my live stream, I guess I should have just made a video for my subscribers, but the fact of the matter was that Thursday night, almost 24 hours to the time, it'd be 10 o'clock Eastern time when Aaron, my former warehouse manager, actually texted me and said that Erik Marken had died. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Him of all people, Erik? And like it just shocked me to the system and all that. But yeah, like Aaron says, they'll be saying something just to give you a heads up. And like for 90 minutes, I just bawled because like of all people, like I didn't really catch on and all that. People said that he wasn't feeling well, he wasn't as jovial, all that. But yeah, so I got some props with me and all that. I'll try to make it like under 10 minutes, I hope. So anyway, at his funeral is well, they had black licorice. I swiped some. I'm like, well, why not? I mean, it's food and all that. But yeah, black licorice. He said he likes it. Um, I also swiped one of his cards because in his obituary it said that he was a greeting card thing. Of course, me and my stupid pockets. It's all wavy and all that. This one was my best. That was amazing. Great in bed. I can't believe he did that. That is like so Aaron, like all that. Aaron would be doing all this stuff to me. But like the fact of the matter is that, yeah, yeah. So that was just amazing. All that, like, I would just text that to Aaron. I guess I'll text it now. So yeah. So I'm just going to text it to Aaron. Well, mostly with me not doing a live stream is that I'm going to be adding some photos and all that. Obviously, I won't add that music because I don't want to get blocked by YouTube. Like, I don't want YouTube to be pissed off at me. Um, so yeah, I'm going to text Aaron some stuff. My apologies. Because Aaron needs to see this because Aaron's in Kingston. So I just sent him the pictures of the stuff from his visitation. That is the weirdest thing. I can't believe I giggled at it. I'm 40. I'm allowed to giggle, am I not? Of course, the Deep City Sharks and all that, his music band and all that. I know it's gonna be like, well, how are you gonna be listening to the CD? Does your laptop have a CD thing? I don't think I do. I don't think I have a thing for CDs. Or do I not? Or do I? Ah, frig, I don't. Yeah, I'll still keep this as a reminder for Erik and all that. Kind of a keepsake and all that. If people don't like it, tough bananas. So yeah, I'll probably try to find songs on the internet and all that. That'll be my project. And in fact, and of course, the thing like January 28th, 1961. January 20. Guy was born 2 days after Gretzky, because I know Gretzky was born January 26th, 1961. Erik Marken was born 2 days after Wayne Gretzky. Like, I can't believe it. And to August 28th, 2025. Yeah. So he lasted 64 years and 7 months exactly. All right. A lot of his stuff and all that. So yeah, so that's an afterglow, as they call it. I'm just gonna read some of his obituary. Okay, not a whole lot. Okay. Um, Feeling a brief illness. Yep. He's always survived by his longtime partner Rhonda, his son Zach, Jake, Max, his father Ronald, his mother Joyce, and his 4 siblings. He was born January 20th, 1961 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, into a Norwegian family. Like crap. If I knew he was a Norwegian um person of descent, I would have done a soccer match for him for Norway's soccer team 1998 when they went to the World Cup. Or 94. But TLTL, too little, too late. And I think he'd been happy with the Blue Jays thing as well. I think they went to 2002, did they not? I feel like Torsten Flo was there. Nevertheless, the Norwegian, culture and mindset has been a bedrock in Eric's life. He spent his youth in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. As a young person, he was an avid soccer player. Cool. And he was still the star. He was actually on a BC oil rig and actually went to Calgary in 1981, meeting the mother of his children. And then in Calgary, one day, out of the blue, he tried to be the Calgary Stampeders kicker, but he wasn't. I have no idea who that. Well, I have to look online for who the actual kicker for the 1981 Calgary Stampeders was. Oh, here we go. 1981. Oh, okay. Stats Cruise gives the roster. Kicker position. Kicker. The kicker was J.T. Hay, who was the kicker for the 1981 Calgary Stampeders. When Erik tried and he failed, this was a reflection that if you had a goal, you just did it regardless of what you had or hadn't gone through the regular processes. Erik actually invented the Velcro board, which could catch tennis balls. He was rejected, and then some other guy got the patent for it. Nevertheless, Erik and the and the mother of his children went to Waterloo, and then he sold a board game called Seek Physique, which I've talked about and I put it on my Facebook wall. All that. He was a sports specialist. He would manage and train Philly Fitness Center. In 1987, he was part of a band, and they were the Deep City Shark CD, and they recorded it in 1991. 1991, gosh. And then he played soccer and was best offensive player in 1991, and worked for independent living of Waterloo region, which provides choice and support for those with disabilities to live independent lives. Of course, that strikes me as a person with disability with autism that he would do such a thing. But I think a lot of the people who had the disabilities had it worse than me in a sense, with not just society, but with their capabilities and all that. And people with disabilities are not stupid by any stretch of the imagination. If you're watching this and are thinking that people with disabilities are stupid, then you know what I know. I want to say it, but obviously I can't. So anyway, he wrote a series of books and stories in 2009. The Ravens, Roll of Film, It's Time to Fart, and Time for Golf. So the Ravens was the big one, and all that. Like for some freaking reason, I just can't find it on Amazon. Amazon has all these books, and yet they couldn't get a copy of the Ravens. I'll have to be searching online to see if I can find one. All that. I would love to have it. He would write letters, greeting cards, and was working as a sales manager at LA Fitness in 2011. And it says working at Canadian Tire as a bike specialist, he took it on his own little project to find some way to provide bikes to anyone who's unable to buy their own. Well, I know damn well because he gave me a bike last October. He says, "Hey, I have a spare bike in my area, Jeff. Would you like it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I rode that bike all the way back from Canadian Tire, all the way up Herb to Fisher Home, and all the way to Pinedale. And it took me an hour because I had to maneuver because I'm not going to cross Fisher Home into the highway thing. I'd be scared. I'm scared of those things. But yeah, anyway, he was a drama teacher on Saturdays with Country Hills Community Center, close to where I live. He taught the students and gave them ownership of the productions, having them choose their own characters, write their scripts, create promotional posters, and run the concession stand. The story's fast and all that. Of course, um, visitation September the 4th. In the next few months, there's a full celebration life in Vancouver. I know I beat the 10. I was higher than 10-minute mark. But to know Erik is to love him and all that. I don't like to be a selfish prick and all that. But anyway, yeah, at Canadian Tire, he was king and all that. And you'll see that Canadian Tire sweater. I wrote a marker and all that. I had to give it to him. I had to. I did that with one of the supervisor's sons who passed away unexpectedly 3 years ago? Two. No, two, because I was having my stomach problems. But yeah, 2 years ago. So I had to do that. Erik was a great guy and all that, especially around the people at Canadian Tire in the morning crew. Like the morning crew, like Camille, Rachel, Araz, Tony, and and people past and present, and of course yours truly. So my memories of Erik are going to be great because of sports. Because I always want, like, I could always talk sports with him. Like, I get to work at 7:30. He gets there at 7:45, and then we talk sports and talk Blue Jays. He congratulated me on the Montreal Alouettes winning the Grey Cup in 2023, and um he does his music, but then he said there's this particular song in the year 2525, and I said, well, that's song by Sager and Evans in the year 2525. And he's like, how did you know? Well, I said, well, I play Song Pop a lot, the mobile game. I play Song Pop a lot. But yeah, it was all sports and all that. He ran some fantasy hockey teams. He always wanted to know how my fantasy hockey team is and talked about his fantasy hockey team. We weren't in the same league, but it was just rough. And, you know, he was a good friend to me and all that. And, you know, the Alouette hat I wear to work, and if you work at C674 and see a weird hat that has the weird shape, that's the Alouette's logo. He got it to me for my 40th birthday. He said, well, is there a birthday present you like? And I said, well, a Montreal Alouettes hat because I had the t-shirt, but I didn't have the hat. But yeah, I got a Montreal Alouettes hat. I will always treasure that hat, and I will always treasure that bicycle. I know it's got a front flat and all that, and I got to fix it. But, I hate fixing bicycles. I'm not that skilled. But it's just rough on me. It's just rough because on everyone around me and all that. And I just wish him good luck. And as the great Jim Ross said when Owen Hart died, I hope to God that I can be as good as a man, so I can see him again someday, but not too soon. He will always live through all of us. Life will just not be the same at Canadian Tire. I can tell you that right here, right now. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Diamond Adieu.